I started playing with some of the color settings so that the model would show up better online, and as well as the grid and the wire on the mesh itself. So let's take a look at where these settings are. The settings preferences is Windows, settings preferences right here. And you have color settings is one of them. So you could pull up the color settings. There we go. And from the color settings, you could play with the gradient in the background, which I believe was Alt B. So if I click this, you can go through a dark setting, regular, lighter. And I didn't really play with that too much, just the bottom gradient. You could click on those images and user define and really just go through this and see if there's something you want. You can always reset it if you don't like the settings that you get. The other ones in the settings preferences under display that I think helped quite a bit for the class, at least, is the line weight, which is right here under display view. Here's the line width right here. So I think the default was 1. And if I click off there, you can see where that's at. And then I had it up to 2, and it was getting a little bulky for my taste. There we go, especially on the smaller stuff. But as you zoom in, the line weight stays the same size. So if you zoom back, it gets thicker, thinner. So please turn up your line weight so I can see your edge loops as we move forward. So I really want to help everybody get good edge loop flow for their models. The other part here is the grid option. So the grid is up here in your viewport. So just right click, go to grid options. That pulls this menu up. Go ahead and close that one. And I chose some obnoxious colors, but they stand out pretty well in the background. And you can have the thicker line for the axes. You can always look anything up to for the user interface. You're in the information age, so just go to Google. And there's I hadn't changed these in so long. I had to look up some of them. Really, it's been a while. And they are kind of spread around in strange places. The actual wireframe that shows up, so you saw that under the settings preferences under display to get the thickness of the wire different. The actual wireframe color is under display and wireframe color. That pulls up this dialog right here. So I also changed my grid to be a little different than previously. I had the grid at 200 units by 200 units. So that's 2 meters by 2 meters, right? And grid lines every 50 units. So every 50, and then it was divided by 5. I went ahead and changed that to 10 so that I had a little bit smaller snap space here. As you move forward and create environments and furniture, interiors, exteriors, forests, castles, mountains, rocks, whatever you name it, you'll adjust this and make it bigger based on how far away and how large your scene is and what parts you're going to be snapping around to keep your symmetries and whatnot.